So in the previous video we have set it up our code base, and now we will dive into making the UI part of our stopwatch. So let me close this. Let us see how our page look like now. So our page look like this. The empty file we don't have any element in the project. So let us dive into it and get it done. So we will open a div with the bootstrap class of container fluid. Now we will open a row. These are all our bootstrap classes. We will be using the bootstrap grid systems to align this to the center. So we will have the column only 4. Bootstrap grid system divides the whole width into 12 columns. So we will use 4 to leave the blank space on the left. We will use 4 to keep the stopwatch in the center, and we will use 4 to give the blank space on the right. So in this middle part we will now add a jumbotron class. This is also a bootstrap class. It gives some nice background gray color, and we will add a padding of 3. We will give the h1 and name it as stopwatch. So let us see how our project look like. So it look like this. Now we have to do is make this stopwatch in the center and make the hole in the center of y-axis. So for this, for making the stopwatch into the center, we will use a bootstrap class of text center. It will make the stopwatch into the center, and then for doing it to the vertically center, we will add a style of height of 100 viewport height, and we will also give this height of 100 viewport height, and we will give this class margin in the y-axis to auto. So now it is in the center. So now what we will do, we will give a HR so that it separates from the stopwatch. Now we will add the div division of actual stopwatch, like the digits which will be show on the while the stopwatch is running. So we will divide it into 3 parts: this minute, second, and millisecond. So I will give this span an ID of div minute. We have given this. We have set up the minute division. We will add the second division and give the ID of div second, and again we will add the millisecond, and we will give the ID div millisecond. So now let us look how our page look like. This look like this. So now what we will do, we'll give a dash after h, and we will make this h1 so it is good in size, and we'll add the class of text center so it will be centered So now this looks like this. So far so good. We have set it up the UI, and now let us add some buttons to like start, stop, pause buttons. So for that we will add a button. Let us first add the start button. We will give this button some classes, bootstrap classes. These are button block. This will make the button the block level, and we will give it a green color with button success. So this is how it looks like. This is the start button. Okay, let us give the margin in the y-axis so it is separated from. Okay, now we will add some more buttons. And this will be the pause button, this will be the resume button, and this will be the stop button. So for the pause button we will add button of warning type. It will give a button of yellow color. Resume will be green and stop will be red. So we will give this an idea of class of button danger. So let us see now how it looks. This looks good. So at first we don't want all this button, we only want the start button. So we will make the display of all these three to none. Okay, now so this has the only one button. In the starting we have the start button. Let us give some ID to the buttons. We'll give the start button ID, button start. This will be button pause. This will be the button resume, and this will be button stop. So nothing will change here. We have given the ID. So by this we have finished our setting up the UI part of the stopwatch. Let us do one more thing. Let us refer all the divisions and the buttons in our JavaScript file. So for this we will use const div min equal to document dot, we will refer by the id, get element by id, div min. So we will copy this for some time, and we will refer to all the divisions and the buttons in JavaScript file. So now we are done. So in this video we have set up the UI part, and we have referred all the elements in the JavaScript file. So our UI look like this. When we start the stopwatch, these number are going to change. We will add the functionality in the next video.